us now are some guys that have had probably some less than favorable luck at this year's I-500 as they all chuckle under their breath. To my left is Josh Glendenning. He rides an Arctic Cat. Josh, tell everybody hi. Also is Jeff Klein, who rides a Polaris, and Gabe Bunky. Guys, welcome to the program. Gabe, I'm going to start with you. You involved with the USCC is, a lot of people don't know it, but you've run every event. You pride yourself on racing cross country, and I've known you for years. And what is it about cross country racing that you love so much?
Well, it's something that I've done forever. I started driving snowmobiles in the ditch and on rivers and through the woods and stuff like that. That's what I love to do. I've oval raced, I've enduro raced, and even dabbled in some snowcross a little bit back in the late 90s, but I always fall back into this boat.
What is it about the 500, Gabe, that you enjoy so much?
It's something that I've never won. You know, it's one of those goals that you set for yourself that you've never attained. So you keep coming every year, trying to get that monkey off your back.
You know, I myself have been around the series for 6 years, and I know the second year I raced it, I was unfortunate not to be living in the Midwest and needed some help, and knew you, and you opened up your trailer and helped me out a bunch, and here you were, chasing down the wind, and here's a kid that doesn't have a clue what I'm doing, and you helped me a bunch, and you help guys all the time, and I think that goes unnoticed in the series, and I know a lot of guys, Josh in particular had some terrible luck yesterday. Well, he didn't go home. He's here helping the Arnesons and other guys race, and I think that caliber of person kind of finds its way to cross-country racing. I mean, wouldn't you admit, for the most part? I mean, there's some exceptions, but...
Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of us, are become good friends, and we try to get together, not just when we're snowmobile racing. So, Jeff and I, we met before we started racing snowmobiles, but now, heck, we rent a shop together, and we work together, and we try to test together when, life doesn't get in the way. But.
Right. Well, I know a few weeks ago, I guess it would have been in Grafton. Didn't you have an issue in Grafton? Was it Grafton you had the AR, or was that...
Grafton had AR.
I stopped in the trailer, and, here's after the pro race, and here's you, and everybody's working on your sled, and you're getting everything ready to go, and borrowing parts from people, and I think it kind of goes unnoticed. It's kind of a rule of thumb out in the pits for the most part. If you got a problem, somebody's going to come and help you. I mean, Josh has borrowed, my goodness, was that 2 years ago you borrowed maybe the Pat Mock sled?
Yeah.
How'd that work out for
I wrecked it. Good time.
But you gave it back to him.
Yeah, I gave it back to him. But, I didn't want to fix it.
But I guess the thing is that's probably why we're all here. Jeff, what is it about the 500? You've had some issues at the 500 in the past.
I've had a few issues. I started cross-country racing about 5 years ago, and I ran one race in Minto. I believe I came to the 500 for my second race I ever raced, and yeah, I knew nothing what I was doing. It's been a goal of mine. Well, finish the race, but everybody wants to win, but I just want to finish this race.
So
I've never finished it.
Yeah, that's kind of...
I just can't get it done. Hopefully this year's the year, because I'm still going yet.
Josh, a couple years ago, you came to your first 500 and did really well.
3 years ago.
Is that what that was? Was 3 years ago?
Yep, first year racing.
How do you think you got through it without any issues?
Oh, just a good teammate. Makes all the difference in the world, and having everything organized. Yeah. Makes a huge difference. Yeah. So
today
you show up and you can race. You don't have everything on your mind. You're thinking, did I do this? Did I do that? It just makes it easy.
I think the main reason I grab these guys, obviously they're guys I have good relationships with, but I think what's most important is these are three guys for the most part that have had terrible luck this weekend. Jeff, let's talk about your day today.
Jeff.
Hi Arnie.
You left that out on the course?
Oh, thanks.
What do we have here, Jeff? For those of us maybe, how does that work? That looks like an AR.
There's a part missing off that thing. Yeah, I hit a rock today, and it folded the A-arm back. And I remember stopping and looking at it, going, "Oh, it's still there yet. I can get around." And I got to the first fuel stop today, and they were looking at it, says, I can't ride her hard. She's been up in front. I said, and he said, just get it around. And we got around on the second fuel stop, and another friend of mine, Matt, was standing there. He goes, he's looking at it, and they're dumping fuel, and he goes, it's broke now. Take it easy. So after the fuel stop, I pretty much rode it on one ski on the side of the ditch for about 40 miles today.
You know, I think what's important, and we had talked about it in the broadcast, is, you know, Jeff, you're in the race. You're going to race tomorrow.
I told myself I'm going to get around. I don't care if it's laying on the freaking belly pan. I'm going to get it back today somehow.
Right.
But I got her back, and we got her fixed, and we're going to go tomorrow morning.
Well, that'll be your first run of the finish. So
Yeah.
well, good luck with that, Jeff. Gabe, tell us about your day today. You also had some issues, and
Well, it started out, you know, like any day. You start off, but I drew, when we start the race, you draw a number. I drew the last position to start. We started yesterday, so I started last in the order. Today I started first. Well, everybody knows what the weather was like last night. We got a lot of wind, a lot of snow. I broke trail for a while. I woke up this morning and looked at the sky and looked at, you know, the weather, and I knew it was going to be bad. So I just went out there with an open mind and did my best, but miscalculated on my fuel. Burned a lot more gas than I thought I would. I think if we would have been going south a little more, I would have had a tailwind. I probably could have made it, because I was, 2 miles out when I finally ran out. A little bit of a hike back, got, you know, some gas.
which is legal. You can, you know, there were some other sleds at the race this year that ran out of fuel. You can do whatever means necessary to get some gas in your sled. That's not the end of the world. But it's probably pretty disheartening. I mean,
I think I was looking at the times. I think it set me back, you know, a good 20 minutes, you know, maybe even 25, which kind of takes the fire out of your belly.
well, I know last year, the third day I was on the radio with Don after I had DNF the day before, and a good hour and a half after the last person was in, several of us in several pickups got on the highway and went out. As you limped it in from, I don't know how long you drove that sled that way last year with one cylinder. And if you can imagine seeing a guy of Gabe's caliber running through a road ditch at 20 miles an hour for 20 miles, it was, for those of us that know him, it was quite an experience. So, you know, Gabe, we know you're not a guy to quit. You know, go out tomorrow and have fun and give it your all. We know you will, and you know, it matters. It matters a lot. So, thanks for all your efforts. You know, Josh, you know, you look like you didn't even race today.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You know, how was your day yesterday? You started off bad and it went worse.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Started out, I was warming my sled up on the jack stand, and it fouled the plug for some reason. It started in 8 poles in the morning in 20 below weather. It was running fine, and warm up before the race and fouled the plug. So I guess it's bad luck starting out. Went up the road ditch a ways, got in the little choppy stuff that started cutting out, shut off. So I had to take the hood off and plug my tether switch. So I had to buy the tether switch. Got to my gas stop, was looking around, there's nobody here. Had about 10 guys pass me there. Got into a lot of snow dust going into the woods. I was driving like a
Were you in a
angry
hurry?
man, I guess. I got in a little bit of a hurry. And
Arnie,
tried to make it past in the woods.
Don't drive angry.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
What do we have here, Josh?
Oh, I broke my neck last year, and I wanted to see if I could break it again, I guess. I hit a tree at about 50, so took it with my shoulder.
But you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
We're guessing that the portion
okay.
this portion of your snowcat that hooks to this may have some other issues.
Oh, yeah, it's been all the way back to past the gas tank, so it's not in very good shape. So.
Well, you know that I guess the main thing is you know, in cross country racing there's always question marks, and you know, obviously Josh, you know, you're not going to be involved in the race tomorrow, most likely. But you know, even you guys tomorrow, you're still in the event. You know, you still got a chance to go out there and have a decent finish, and you know, finish another 500. We do this all the time. But guys, thanks. Good luck, and trackside sponsored by Chris Brandt, Brandt's Backcountry Adventures. Thanks.